What's up, AfterBuzzers? It is the last episode of Married at First Sight. This is not at this the right episode. I'm on too many shows. This is Marriage Boot Camp. We're at the end of the road, season 13, episode 10. Who got a ring and who didn't get a ring? We'll see.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yes.
You can't really turn up to this. Oh, okay, Byron. Okay. Just R&B, reach out, pull in.
Byron
That's
is
all
doing
you
the
gotta
penny
do,
dropper move right now. He's like, some of these boot campers may have left single, but he definitely is.
Oh my gosh, what's up, AfterBuzzers? Welcome to the Marriage Boot Camp. Let me tell y'all, I'm a hardworking woman. The Marriage Boot Camp after show. Season 13 is over. We just finished. End of the road. Hence why we had the classic R&B. Oh my gosh, who doesn't love Boyz II Men? Like, they're like one of my favorite groups ever.
Legendary.
Legendary, yes. And also a legendary panel that I have here with me. Guys, can't you introduce yourselves?
Hi guys, I'm Zack Peter.
What's up, y'all? It's Byron K.
And Jayla wishes she could be here with us, but we miss you, Jayla, and we will see you in the comment section probably.
Yes.
Okay, guys, overall thoughts this episode. Season finale.
A lot of people left coupled, like more than I was expecting. Like I expected a few more to leave separated, and a lot of them were like, no, we're going to stick it out. But obviously fate tore them apart.
Yeah.
Or just time.
That part. It was definitely, this was brazy. This episode was brazy. There was a lot of stuff happening. This is the episode we was waiting for, where everything hit the fan. At the end, we saw who actually didn't make it after the show ended. And I was actually more surprised about that than who made it out together during the show.
Listen, I wasn't surprised about anything. I saw all of this coming.
Yeah.
And if you need a psychic reading, I will give you my Instagram and you can
$5.
$5. It's $5. No accent. Just $5. I just need $5. Just cash app it to me. No, I was a little underwhelmed by this episode. I'll be honest with you. I looked for a little more of a season finale, like a little meat and potatoes, and it was like soup. It's like, okay, soup's cool.
It's like an appetizer episode.
That is That's gold.
We had some like salad, but not even a good salad. It was just like
it wasn't the Olive Garden salad. It was just
there was
like
no croutons in it.
It wasn't even endless. It wasn't even endless breadsticks. Rude.
So, there was some drama in the beginning of the episode. So, the guys and the ladies and the men went out separately and enjoyed a night on the town. I knew that was going to be a bad idea. When I was like, you guys, maybe that's not the best thing to do the day before. Yeah. You're going to make a decision about your relationship?
That was the intention, is to set them up for disaster. See if they can like enjoy the single life if they want it. I mean, Wynn was like living his best life. He was like a frat boy back in college, just getting like lap dances. Like at one point he even like grabbed somebody's butt. I'm like, gross. Like, no, he's too old for that. Like, he needs to be on a recliner watching the news.
That part. He was lit for a good like 22 minutes, and then he was out of gas. And first of all, they too old to be clubbing. Like Chris, I think it was Chris, when you saw in the limousine headed back, Paulie and Wynn were talking. I think Chris was passed out on the side of the couch.
He was a good husband. He got drunk and just chilled. It was good.
Tapped out.
Yeah, he tapped out.
But ew, I'm sorry. You said he was. Oh gosh, ran out of gas. When it was nasty, and all I could think was, I wonder how much those girls got paid to go up and dance on him.
They got paid camera time.
Do you think that's the motive?
People love cameras. They love cameras.
Yeah,
and
I'm glad you fixed that.
The only other payment they could have received was like their Instagram handle on their boobs, so that like as the camera was on them, it just says like follow me. And then that's like payment enough, right?
Yeah.
Like I would do that. Like I don't need $100 paycheck. Just like pimp out my Instagram and I'll make my money there.
It was pity twerking too. Like they weren't twerking because they found him sexy. They was just twerking on him because he's there. There's the cameras. There we go.
The dead stripper eyes. That's how you know they were not into it. They were just like.
Can you define that?
They were just doing the moves, and the eyes are just
Zack?
like the lights are on, but there's nobody home.
Wow, they was going through the motions. Okay.
Well, those are some odd motions. I'll just say that. It was kind of disturbing to see, but it wasn't their actions that necessarily got them in trouble with the ladies. I think it was because for two things. One, if you go out separately from your girl, All right, you go outside from your girlfriend, and she goes out with her friends, you go out with hers. Check to see when she's going to be home and beat her there. Because when those women walked through that door, the first thing they said was, Puma, Ernest. That's who they're looking for. And when y'all aren't there, they're like, hold on, I turned up and did my fun for tonight, but where are you at?
But what fun is that for us, though?
No, just get home before your girl.
We got to build suspense.
The fun for y'all,
we need y'all to miss us.
The fun for y'all is when you get home.
Yeah.
And then, see, the best thing is
they
like...
They called their names for a reason.
The best thing is when your girlfriend is waiting for you and she's at home drunk, so I get that. But it makes it even more special when she's waiting for you. Then you get home and then y'all both drunk.
Yeah.
What kind of misogynistic thing was that?
You gotta be aware of the social footprint. You gotta watch the snaps. You gotta go on their IG stories. You have to know like where they are, what they're doing, so you can map it all out.
If you want peace in your home, you will beat her home.
Peace is short-lived.
Peace,
you can beat her home this time.
Peace is like a river ever flowing if you let it be. Anyway, I don't like that. Them getting home before the guys, and then them hearing the guys do their bro talk.
Yep. Of course, men are gonna brag about partying and women. That's what we do. Whether we're with a woman or not, we gonna talk about all the opportunities we had, or if we're with a woman, all the opportunities we could have had that we didn't take. That's just what we do. It's part of what it's us.
It is. I do it all the time. Every night I'm just like talking about women.
Right.
It happens.
See, he understands.
Last night was Saturday night. I was like, all these girls on me, grinding.
Yep.
I just didn't
Felicia.
understand why it was like a boys club. It was like, oh yeah, we did a thing we're beating our chest. And Ernest was talking the most, and I was like, Ernest, Puma, shut up, please, please stop. I get the whole wanting to look like that guy or that girl or that person, however you identify that. Well, I get that, but it was just like somebody could have walked down and been like, okay, where are the women at? Okay, all the women are somewhere doing this. Now we're safe to talk. Like, no one thought I'm talking in front of camera still. Like, they just didn't. I don't know. Ernest, I feel like, stepped back into like 1975 and he was in his mode.
When he was in his prime.
And Wynn stepped back into 2004 because he probably been doing that since then.
When was doing this over the summer, Felicia? This is not new for him.
Over the summer. This recent.
It was gross too. Like he walked in and you can see when they did like the right after confessionals and he was like sweaty and he still had his t-shirt on. Like he was just living his life. And at that age, like your life has been lived. You need to be counting your days.
Oh Lord!
Wow.
Anyway, so where can people go that's not gross, Zack? Let them know where to go.
Well, if they need some new content that isn't sweaty old men hitting on young 25-year-old girls, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve TV fans, but we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made just for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be, because they're totally optional. So hit that subscribe button right now for this channel, which is the reality channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know that you did so we can give you a shout out on air. And for now, you guys, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. Yes. Hit the subscribe button now.
Hit it.
ASAP.
Hit it.
No Rocky.
ASAP.
Hit that thing like Wynn don't hit Kim. Hey. All right. So I like that. You could do better though.
I could.
Okay.
He did one earlier. That was my point.
Take two.
I tried. No. Now the pressure is
I expect one before the show is over.
Okay. I'll give us a good one. Let me get my throat ready. That sounded dirty. Next.
So speaking of someone who's trying to remove or erase a little of their dirt, Chris is begging the production team to help him. I didn't understand. Maybe you guys can explain it to me. What was the point of asking them to do what? To get rid of it, to not include it in the show? What was the point of that whole conversation? To make the time machine so you can go back and not ask that stupid question you really didn't want the answer to?
You know, this is just another moment of Chris just being like totally entitled and privileged and thinking like the producers are going to bend the rules for me so I can have this nullified, these results nullified so that it doesn't look as bad as it actually did. And I'm saying that to spare my wife when it's really all about me.
That was a read.
Yeah. I read him like a book.
Yes. That was
the
the
library.
truest read probably this whole season. Like he consistently kind of does things to save face. Like he kind of cares about how he looks.
You can't
all
save
about
face
him.
on television though. Like you can't save face on television.
But see, you know that, and she knows that, and the viewers know that. But in Chris's mind, he thinks I'm gonna have a meeting with the producers to have them edit this out because I deserve that. And he tried to mask it as like, this is for Des to like preserve, her reputation and so she doesn't have to go through bullying on social media. But it's like, homie, you did this. You put her there. Your arrogance is the one that got her in this mess to begin with.
I don't think she did anything wrong except answer a question that she was asked, and that was really it. Like, what did you want?
And she even tried to do it in a way that wouldn't offend him or hurt him.
Hurt his feelings. Like, it's all about his feelings and how he feels. He's just very like...
He has her in a box. And like for one night, she was kind of out of her box, and I was happy for her.
That was when she was with the girls. They were like, we knew this fun girl was inside of her, and I felt so bad because I was sitting here watching, like, girl, like you should be able to do that in a relationship or not. You should be able to turn up like that with your husband right next to you. Like I feel like if they had gone out as couples, her and Chris would have sat in the back and been quiet and boring. And she was so social. Like that's the most social. I mean, granted, it's a drinking environment and people typically tend to be more social when they're, getting a drink on. But she was more into like being with the girls and we don't ever really get to see her in that aspect. It was nice. I feel bad for
Chris has her in the
Desiree.
sunken place. That's what it is. I just hope she's out of it now.
He's just we already know. We saw the
Nope, she's got another baby deep in her.
Yeah, it's too late. The infection has grown. It's due in 2019.
Full Stockholm syndrome.
I wonder if the baby's name is going to be Chris. I could see it. If it's a boy, his name's going to be Chris.
I think the first one might be a boy. I'm not sure. Or no, is it a little girl? It's a boy. No, I think it's a boy. The first one. I don't know. I'm not really a Bachelor fan. I'm not gonna lie. I never watched the show. It was interesting to find out the whole thing about the other guy leaving.
Yeah.
And he actually was a host at AfterBuzz for a time. The other guy who left. Yeah, interesting. Everybody works here. Everybody works here.
We out here.
We out here.
Felicia's gonna be on the next Bachelor.
No,
it's happening
in 3 weeks.
And
get your DVR ready.
This is where we have an exclusive clip.
That is not. That is a lie. That is a lie. So let's move on to the rings, right? Sorry, I've been watching Game of Thrones in anticipation for it to come back on next year. Sorry about that. The rings. So we get to the ring ceremony. What couple's ring ceremony moment did you think was the highlight? I know what mine is.
The highlight?
Like they were like the best ring exchange. And you can do a low light if you want to.
I would say for me,
got time.
It was Kim and Win. Because it was just so bad, and it was just so like I thought, like Win at the club, sweaty, trying to mac on girls was gross, and then you saw their exchange, and they're just like, "Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have passion," and they try to kiss, and it was just like, wow, gross.
It was I've never seen that lack of chemistry. I've seen more chemistry during Spin the Bottle,
and they like kept trying to like. It was gross.
I think it's because they spent so much time literally just next to each other to where like they spent so long without crossing that line to where when they did, it was awkward. It's kind of like, and I'm trying to put this in a way where it makes sense. It's kind of like seeing the person that you have a crush on, right? And instead of just like letting it be known right then and there, y'all kind of just like hang out as friends all the time.
Ouch.
So then that crush like becomes a friendship.
The boundary gets stronger and stronger as long as it stays that way.
Perfect. The boundary gets stronger. And I feel like that's what it was. So now that they're actually forced to do it, it's like, wait, we haven't done it this whole time. We've built this. So now actually trying to switch it up and do this, it's a little bit harder.
They don't really like each other. And I'm still trying to figure out why they came on this show together. It's still really beyond me because I don't think
paid check.
There was I'm sorry. They can't get paid that much. They look so foolish. Like I can't imagine that they would both get paid that much. Like I don't know if one is doing it as a favor for the other. Like I just can't wrap my mind around. And they wasted time.
They're
they
okay
did
with
not
money
do
too.
anything.
I don't think it's a money issue.
No, I think it is a money issue.
Well,
Kim is constantly in the news needing money, not paying her taxes, getting arrested for shoplifting at like Target. Like homegirl needs a paycheck. I mean, look at those roots. Those roots are rough. She needs a paycheck. If she's coming on TV and she can't even do her roots for 6 weeks, that is a 6-week root. Like
her dress was nice though at the end.
That was a rental. That was a loaner dress. She's going to return it to Macy's after the finale.
Very, very nice.
It looked ravishing.
Everyone looked really nice. My favorite look is definitely Aubrey's look. But
yeah, she was bad.
I did not love that look.
Out of everybody,
I like Dr. V's look. I liked the slick hair. It was different.
For Dr. V, I didn't even put her in the running for that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, she was
Dr.
looking
V's
nice
good.
too. She looked taller at the end.
She looked
She was-
taller. Maybe she had
She
on
was
heels.
wearing elevator shoes.
So my my highlight of the ring ceremony was definitely Puma and Kwani, because he plays all day. Like, he plays too much. And it was funny in that moment because I was like, oh no, she's really about to be mad. And he's like, no, come back. He started chasing her like, I'm playing, it's us. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I got the ring right here. I have it here. And she was just walking away, just knowing he's playing. Like, I thought that was such a sweet little thing with their relationship, because she knew he was playing automatically. She knew she was going to get her ring again. And they're expecting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them. They were probably my favorite couple of the season, and I'm happy that they lasted. And I think I think the reason they were such a fan favorite this whole season was because you could see the chemistry, you could see how much they love each other, and you can see how much work they put in to keep the relationship going even after the show. And now she got a baby in her,
Yeah.
so obviously
It's
he's
coming out
finally getting
soon.
some.
Well, he's gonna have to fight for that attention more. That's actually what they said. He's gonna have to fight for even more attention, because he said their daughter like takes up a lot of her attention, and
Yeah.
2 times is 2 times less attention that you have.
But
now.
during the time of her pregnancy, that's when he can have all the fun he wants, because one of the issues they had was her in the birth control and stuff like that. So while she's pregnant, she doesn't have to worry about that so much. So that gives them
because
9
it already
months.
done happened.
Yeah, so that gives them like at least like a good 7 months of just like
I don't know.
Pain-
that
pain-free
sounds a little
pleasure.
uncomfortable at 7 months. You're pretty big at 7 months.
all right. Well, they get at least 6. They get a half a year. They get at least 6 months.
I can't. I think Byron's thinking about himself and putting himself in Puma's shoes.
I'm putting myself in Kwani's shoes, thinking about how much less stress she's gonna have now since she's
I'm
pregnant.
sure she's
And-
really gonna enjoy having sex with a
Yes.
giant belly
and,
and,
not
a
even
baby
that, he's gonna have to
inside
bring her ice cream and all these weird cravings that she
Byron,
has.
pregnancy really decreases stress in women. It really does. It's the solution. I don't know why we're all just not getting pregnant.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
You know, that's it. After the show,
I'm
guys,
gonna leave that
I'm
one
getting
alone.
pregnant. That is my goal. Thank you, Byron. My
I-
life.
You're welcome.
I am
That's
still
what I'm here
figured
for.
Not
I'm
getting
here to open up doors for people.
pregnant.
I'm here to enlighten you.
I'm done. Well, who was your highlight of the ring
My
ceremony?
highlight would be a lot of people's low light. It was Aubrey and Polly. The first thing I said
they're great.
the first thing I said as soon as Polly didn't give her the ring was, "Be free, my friend. Spread your wings." That's what I was thinking, because this was a long time coming. Polly needed to be free from that torture, that mental torture that he's been going through, and she needed to be free from that torture she was putting herself through.
Well,
So-
he knew he was going back on Jersey Shore at that time, and he's like, I need to be single Polly. I can't be Aubrey
Yeah.
Polly.
Can't be.
Because it would just came over into that next show, and I'm sure he doesn't want
he's
that as
like,
part of it. And they probably
No.
MTV probably doesn't want that a part of their franchise either, because she's been on MTV before, so if they thought that there was a place or an intersection where that could have worked again, I'm sure contractually they would have figured that out.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they wanted that, and I don't think he wanted that for himself. I agree. I think with the producers that once you tell somebody that you wish they were dead, it's pretty much the end of whatever you have with them. Like, you wish death on me. There's no coming back from death. Like, we have no resolution for that. It's not like we're a video game where I have 3 lives left and Zack has 2. Well, he kills me one time and I came back. I still have 2 lives. Even though Zack was mad at me. Yeah, you know.
No, I don't think she realized the magnitude of her words. I think she was just playing reality TV game of like, I'm going to say these really outlandish sound bites that are going to bring this good shock value and, you know, that they're going to use in the trailer. And she was just playing up, and it worked. But ultimately, he was not that invested in just playing their storyline. He's like, no, we actually have a relationship. And if you're going to say something like that's pretty big, and that's done for me.
Yeah, I think they were both there for the cameras, but she was just willing to take it a little bit further and a little bit deeper for the cameras.
Yeah.
She's been through this. Is the second time she's been in Marriage Boot Camp House. So I think she kind of just playing the game a little bit. I do think that she didn't want them to be. I think she has a desire for them to be together, but she knows it's not going to work, and because she knows she has issues of her own. So she was a highlight for me too. Was when she chose herself. I thought that was really interesting. I knew she would not just do.
It was empowering.
What was told of her. Like, you know, she wasn't just gonna like, okay, your choice is to have a ring in a box or not have a ring in a box. Like, she was like, oh, no, I'm gonna have a ring in a box, and when I'm gonna take it on, put it on a necklace, and I'm gonna put it on my neck. Like, I knew she would.
She playing
do
that
something.
thing out.
She did. I could respect
She drew a
it, though.
blueprint
She
and
had
stuff.
to pick
That's how I'm
herself.
gonna do it.
I think because she knew he wasn't gonna give her a ring, so she had to give herself a
I
ring.
actually think she thought he was going to give her a ring. I think she actually believed. Because, I mean, this is
called being
how
delusional.
delusional she is.
Is this the
Delusional,
narcissist in her?
Total narcissist. I did not think Because she dragged him all. Look at this. It's a tactic.
Like a dog.
She dragged him all season long. That she knew in her mind, or this is what I think she believed, is that if she could consistently beat him down and make him look bad throughout the season, then at the end of it, he's not going to be the jerk that leaves her at the altar. Like, he's going to, make sure he plays his part and like acts like he's had some epiphany that he actually loves her now. And he was like, no, you dragged me all season. Like, why would I want to continue to be with you?
Yeah.
You said that you wished me dead. You said that you thought about ending your own life. You've consistently said that I abandoned you like your mother and you hate your mother. Like, there's no coming back from that.
It's funny how we have a way of manifesting our own insecurities. Like, the things that we fear the most are the things that we often bring upon ourselves, just out of fear.
Absolutely. I might get pregnant tomorrow.
That is scary.
It's a fear. It's about to happen, but I don't know. According to Byron, it's a good thing.
I'm scared to death that someone's going to drop $100 billion in my bank account and I'm not going to pay any taxes on it. I'm shook.
The
Send me
fear
your cash
is
app.
real.
Send me your cash app. I got you.
Let's get into our special segment. Byron, you want to introduce our segment?
Yes, this segment is called Counselor's Corner. We are all going to go around this table right here and choose a moment from either a counselor or a fellow boot camper that gave us enlightenment in our lives or that taught us a lesson. Let's start with Felicia.
Can we do the whole season? Can I pick one? Because this episode was kind of, can I pick one from the season?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Actually,
You're
I'm
the
going to pick one
counselor.
from the season, yes.
The season recap.
Okay, season. So my number one thing that I took away from this season was about their childhood traumas. So when everyone shared and talked about their childhood, and it really was crazy, not crazy, but you can see how deeply seated their issues are that we see in front of us today, how it came from childhood and things they've been through.
Yeah.
And really handling that childhood trauma or any teenage trauma, young adult trauma before you move on to the next phase in your life, because a lot of people are in full grown bodies, but they have little kid minds and hearts, and they're stuck in their hurt. And a lot of people identify themselves with their trauma, so much so that when they're trying to heal, it's like, well, who am I without this thing or this pain? Or like, who is, like Aubrey, for example, who am I without this pain, these experiences defining me and letting you know why I am the way I am?
Yeah.
Who would she be if she didn't carry that around? And that might be scary for some people. So really healing your childhood traumas, being mindful of them, knowing your triggers, like just addressing your issues, because everybody has their own stuff to work out with themselves, and it starts really early. So maybe examining, from the beginning on now to why it is. Don't just pick, I have an anger issue. No, you might not have anger issue. You might have a sadness issue.
Yeah.
I like
Pain is always under anger.
Yes, anger is a secondary emotion. It's always something different before it's anger.
And hurt people hurt people.
Facts.
Oh my God, this is like an Instagram meme right now, you guys.
We're giving you life.
We're giving you, take notes. I think that my big takeaway was probably from this week's episode from the finale, and it was with Pauly D and Aubrey, and I touched on this a few minutes ago, but I think she making her decision, she masked it as I'm choosing me. This is self-love, but I think choosing yourself and picking and prioritizing self-love over a toxic relationship is exactly what Pauly did. And by ending that relationship, like that is really taking care of yourself and being like, this is not a healthy situation. We've broken up and gotten back together so many times. Like, I'm not going to continue to put myself in this cycle because it is volatile and it's not healthy. And like prioritizing myself isn't saying I love you, so I'm going to keep doing this. Like sometimes, other circumstances come into play and things are said and it doesn't work out. And I think he prioritized himself and his feelings. And, by walking away from her, that was the best thing that he could have done.
And I think it was hard for him, too. I don't think it was easy.
No, it definitely was not an easy decision.
Like
the
you said, he
easy
put 2 years
decision
in
would
it.
have been to stay. Yeah, it would be to stay. And Pauly made the right move, and Aubrey just can't get over it.
Good for Pauly.
I like that. That kind of leads into my takeaway, which comes from basically the whole season. It's pretty much I feel like the relationship will only last if both people are free within the confines of the relationship. So we saw that kind of with Desiree. Like the whole thing she needed was just freedom within the relationship to be who she wants to be. The same thing with Kwani. Like she just wanted to be free to be who she wanted to be with her career, with the kid and all that kind of stuff. So and also Pauly, he has to be free mentally without having to always worry about what is she gonna trip on. And like I think everybody just needs to be free within a relationship. And I like how Puma said that Kwani handles his crazy, and just by her being able to deal with his crazy, he needs to treat her better and be more understanding of her, because like she allows him to be free in the relationship, and she handles it the way she does. They're always joking around, and I think that's one reason why they last, is because they allow each other to, well, Kwani more so than Puma, but that's something that Puma's been working on. They allow each other to be the full spectrum of who they are.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I read this meme earlier today, and it was like, commitment is not ownership. And I was like, dang, because so many people think once you're committed to somebody, or if I committed myself to you, you owe me.
Yeah.
There's some part of you that owes me something, and that's just not true. Like, that's just not how that works. Like, if you're in a relationship, you want to be committed to somebody, like, be like, oh, they're gonna mess up. Think about it like that. They're gonna mess up. They're gonna fail me. I'm gonna have expectations. They're not gonna do right. You know, things are gonna happen. No, we don't be like disrespected, abused, anything like that. But people are humans, and humans let people down.
No, absolutely. And I feel like there are so many people that are in this mindset right now of when they're in a relationship, like, I'm in this relationship, so I need to see what you can do for me and what you can deliver for me. But it's like, a relationship is a two-way street, and like, you can't always think about what the other person can do for you. You have to look at what value you bring to the relationship and to this other person, especially if you really love them. And if you're just looking to get laid, then hey, more power to you.
That part.
That's perfect.
And that's why you shouldn't even try to enter a relationship until you have a certain level of wholeness within yourself, because another person isn't going to complete you. Another person can complement what you have, and they can increase you and improve you, but they can't complete you. You got to find that within yourself. Bars.
Yeah, no, that is true. And also, it's going to lead us right into our news and gossip, but it's no one's business how, it's not my business. If I was in a relationship with me, say me and Byron went together. Hey, Byron.
Hey, Byron.
That's only because Zach don't want me. If me and Byron
I'm your second choice. Wow.
Listen, Chris, relax.
Where's the lie detector at?
Listen,
Oh,
Chris.
Chris.
If I'm with Byron, it is not any of my business what Byron thinks about me and how he treats me. It's not, if Byron's with me, then it's not any of Byron's business how I think about him or treat. Like, it's our jobs to treat each other well. I shouldn't be thinking, how is he treating me? How is he doing this? Like, why is he no, it's just the action of it. It's not trying to get into the psyche of someone else. Like, stop being crazy. Just save yourself some time and some mental space, and don't be crazy. But that'll lead us right into our news and gossip. So I said that because that was a part of an interview with one of our other favorite reality star couples. You know, Waka Flocka Flame, well, he's not with Brick Squad anymore, I don't think. Anyway, Waka Flocka Flames and Tammy Rivera. We know them from the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta franchise. They are going to be on Marriage Boot Camp next season.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for them.
That's gonna be litty. They're gonna keep it all the way real.
No, seriously though, like they have some issues. We know there's some there's been some infidelity in their relationship. We know that she has a young daughter that he's been a stepfather to for many years. And his mother's on reality TV. Like, they're a reality TV family. His brother's on Growing Up Hip Hop. Like, they're just all over it. So I'm excited to see them. Also, their interaction with the other couples that are going to be on the show too, because Tammy don't play that if you've ever seen her on Love and Hip Hop. And Waka Flocka doesn't either. Like, he's kind of not for the mess either. So I'm interested to see how they go through boot camp and interact with the other couples that might be there.
I think they're going to kind of fill that Ernest and Mama D role, but like younger and more like just hip with it.
Tammy's just funny because she just gives the craziest looks to people whenever they're saying something stupid. So I definitely see some pushback. I wonder how they're going to be with Judge Lynn Tolbert.
Oh, man. Because
all three of them have such strong personalities. But Judge Lynn Tolbert, I think they're either going to love her, or they're going to like be resistant to what she has to say. Sometimes her delivery
by the end they'll come to love her.
Can hurt your feelings if your feelings need to be hurt, right?
By the end they'll come to love her. I don't know, during it, like when she's telling them what they need to hear, probably not. But by the end they'll be all right.
That is our news and gossip. They'll be on there next season. We could do predictions, but we kind of know what happened to our couple so far. They told us at the end of the episode.
We did make predictions at the top of the season.
Oh, we did. I don't remember
actually last.
Oh, I don't remember mine. Oh, I know I didn't bet on Paulie and Aubrey.
No, I didn't bet on them.
I betted on Mama D and Ernest and Kwani and Puma. Those are the ones that I for sure betted on.
Yeah, I was not expecting Kim and Win to
stay
pick
together,
each other. No, I mean, obviously it was inevitable, and they did not belong together. I feel like
because of the kiss.
I mean, because of everything. Like, it was just not, there's no chemistry. There was no passion.
It just was wrong together. It was, I don't know. It's like when you get served, your kid, and you get served chicken nuggets with applesauce. You're like, no, fries. Like, what do you mean? Applesauce is not good with chicken nuggets, you weirdo.
They were like a soggy pancake. Like, it was not appetizing. It didn't look good at all. Like, they just were
I'm
not
mad
meant
you
to be
called
together.
them soggy, though. That's the adjective that got me.
Well, because when you have your dentures and you need to like not get food caught in them, you get a soggy.
Oh no,
What
that is
context
not
is this
good for
coming
my
from?
stomach. No, so I didn't. When Kim and Wen was absolute no for me. It was Desiree and Chris. I wasn't sure, but Kwani and Puma, yes, and Mama D and Ernest. They're not going nowhere. They're like stuck, like glued to each other.
It's but I don't know. I mean, there's just so much history that I understand why they would stay together, but like there's so much history that it's like, okay, you guys need to not be together
No,
anymore.
if Jill
Some of
can't
that is
separate y'all,
foreplay,
you can't
yeah.
be separated.
Some of that's foreplay for them. Some of that is they like that. Some of that they enjoy that.
We saw during the electric chair. They like some of that.
Some of that pain that they enjoy that a bit. So I wouldn't hold tight to that.
And I don't know if they're gonna find other people like. Just going back, like what you're saying about when you say he don't have much time. I'm not going to say that those who don't have much time, but they're definitely older. So it's like they don't have time to be playing around with other people. They need to figure it out or work something out. Or if they're going to split up, just be split up and go find you somebody before it's too late. Before the market
should be
closes.
In like an open relationship.
Oh no, they already have like some trust issues there. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, he's already insecure about that.
I mean, that's why if that's on the table, then like you don't have to really worry about it because you know it's I don't know. No, I'm not for or against open relationships. I'm just trying to find a solution, people. I'm solution driven.
But for some people, that's how their relationships work. I know a couple couples that are just like have that Mama D and Ernest vibe.
Volatile, yeah.
And that's how they play with each other, and that's how they get by, and that's how they express each other. So if it works, if they like it, I love it. If it works for you, that's great. As long as nobody is actually being harmed. She stopped her drinking, so hopefully she keeps her hands to herself.
She hasn't stopped.
You think she started back up again?
She had to. Like, they broke up first off, and people drink when they go through dark times.
Nah, they're together forever. Mama D and Ernest till the wheels fall off. They
lost 3 of the wheels already.
Stop. Why are y'all hating on Mama D
they
and
on the last
Ernest?
wheel. They're on the last wheel. They need to write a will.
It's been a minute.
Listen, y'all should be more concerned with Desiree and Killer Chris.
No, see, that's a bad situation. Like, I have no faith in. I'm not gonna say I have no faith in their relationship, but it's not.
I
looking.
hope that for her, she has been empowered by her experience as bringing life into this world, and that she is just being more vocal about the things that she wants because.
Nope.
She's an equal part of the relationship, okay? Zack?
Nope.
Right.
I support what you're saying, but I strongly disagree. I think they got back home and she fell back into that, same old relationship and robot mode.
It was only 10 days, guys. It was really only 10 days.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's why there wasn't enough time for them to work on this for there to be an effective change. Like, if he is still trying to pull these tactics where he's trying to convince the producer to edit things out to make sure he and his wife look good on the last day of filming, then like that shows that there's been no progress or change in him.
So you predict that later down the line we might see a divorce from them. Okay. I think Puma and Kwani will stay together.
They're either going to stay in a really unhappy marriage for a really long time, or they're going to, she's finally going to realize she deserves better and walk away from him.
What if old dude comes back into her life, though? That'd be interesting. After seeing this season 2?
Well, he's in her life. They're friends,
and
right?
that's sad right there. That could lead to some things because him and Chris still hang out.
Yeah, I know.
And like if you have feelings for somebody, you're gonna still have feelings for him, especially if you're around him.
I could see her having an affair with him down the line.
What if they have a threesome?
Oh, I don't think Chris would be down for that.
He would say he's not.
He would, yeah. I don't think he would be down.
So hopefully everyone stays together and this goes really well for next season. But until next season, guys, let them know where they can find you at.
I'm Zack Peter. You guys can follow me at Just Plain Zack all over the internet, everywhere. Go follow me.
I am Byron K. You can find me everywhere in the world online at Hero from the 90s.
I'm Felicia Michelle, and this is my last after show here at AfterBuzz. It has been an amazing ride with everybody. I have great panelists. I've worked with amazing people. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to be on your TV, on your screens, or wherever you're watching. I don't know, but follow me on Instagram. If y'all still clapping, put the claps. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see. Gosh, you're making me blush. If you want to see more of me, you can find me on Instagram at It's Felicia Michelle, or you can find me on Twitter now at It's Felicia KSLA.
Yeah.
Well, until next time, thank you guys so much for watching.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.